Hello, I'm Bill Deckel. I work for Ball Horticultural Company. We're based in West Chicago, Illinois, and we breed, develop, and produce and distribute ornamental plants. Well, there's many reasons why we wanted to have conservation at work at our corporate campus. At our core, we are a nature-based company, so it only makes sense that we focus on biodiversity and maintain the campus that we're on. So we've restored about 25 acres of wetlands, woodlands, and then also have a pretty extensive prairie that runs under an easement from Commonwealth Edison. We replaced all of the turf in front of our building and we put in native plants. We're bringing in a lot more birds and butterflies and bees and those kind of things, a lot more wildlife. As soon as we planted it, they were here the next day. It's just incredible. We have somewhere around 50 or 60 acres in total, and it was just unmaintained and really run down and overrun, mainly due to a lot of invasives like buckthorn and honeysuckle and those kind of things. So it was in kind of tough shape before we started. And since then, we've just continued to add natives to the landscape in addition to the annuals and perennials and things that we're known for. About 10 years ago, there was a major flood. It shut down all the highways in Chicago. I was one of about a quarter of employees who got to work that day. And when I drove in, I looked at our new front landscape with all the bioswales, and I looked at the detention pond and it was dry. And on my way to work, all the detention ponds were overflowing and flooded. The streets were flooded. And this landscape performed the way a natural landscape enhanced with bioswales should perform. So that certainly is a benefit. And our employees tell us that one of the biggest benefits of working here is the gardens and the walking paths. The fact that people can eat in the gardens, they can walk through the paths, through the woodlands. It just is an enjoyable place to work, and we think it's a real benefit for all of us to get in nature and enjoy the gardens. Well, I can't think of anything much more important than saving lands and saving rivers, which is the Conservation Foundation mission. We need to make sure that we save as much of these really precious lands and rivers as we can and restore them and take care of them and maintain them. Well, conservation at work to me adds to the Conservation Foundation's mission because it sort of extends it to companies that have private lands that need to take care of themselves. So they learn from the foundation what kinds of things should be done, and then they do it on their own property. So if you're considering doing conservation at work, number one, you need to get a hold of the Conservation Foundation, use people that have expertise, and maybe do some site visits. And I think you can learn from others before you begin your journey. I think if we all did our part, we'll have an incredible impact.